Hey everyone, I'm Richard, and I keep seeing everyone talk about how to beat the pandemic. So I looked, and this game is selling out like crazy. So obviously, y'all want to know how to beat the pandemic? Here we go. My tips on how we almost every single time beat this game. Tip number one, we as a group collaborate and we decide how we're going to cure a disease in the first 3 rounds. This is vitally important. You should know between round 1 and round 2 of the full pass how you're going to cure a disease. You should be able to do it right away. Whether you're trading cards, whether you're, funneling stuff off to the researcher, whatever it is you're gonna do, you need to have a disease cured right away. Because then you don't have to worry about that disease to the level that you have to worry about other diseases. When you distribute the epidemics into the deck, you're going to count the cards into even piles, and you're going to insert the epidemics into each stack. You should have an understanding how many cards that is, and you should, as a group, constantly be saying to yourself, okay, if there's a epidemic 12 cards down, then the next card should be an epidemic. If you behave that way, then you will not be surprised or frustrated. Because I feel like the majority of people get frustrated because of the fact that it feels almost constantly just almost successful. And then the game just screws you up, right? But it's calculated. It's not so random. It's a very strategic game. And if you behave as if there will be an epidemic in your next action, then you will have behaved in a way to keep the world safe. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine. Now, there is a flip side where you continue to behave and you keep the world safe and it's all fine. And now you've calculated it out and you know the next card has to be an epidemic. If you are at the last card of a stack, meaning you're 12 cards down, 14 cards down, whatever. If you're at that point, yes, unless you messed up, then you know for sure that there is an epidemic. But also, you should plan that the next card could be an epidemic. And it happens, and it is horrible. The random gods have decided to torch your world. But if you plan for it, that can be okay. My next tip is in the first half of the game, when you do not have that many cures, clean up the world. That should be other than curing a disease in the very beginning of the game, a big focus should be to keep the world clean. Don't be too aggressive. Cure things, keep the world safe. It is okay. At that point, you should have cured a disease. If you haven't, then you already know there's a problem. But the first half of the game, while you're cleaning the first 2 or 3 diseases, you should feel safe as long as you continue to clean things. It will not get out of control at that point. My next tip, teamwork. You have roles. These roles are crucial to winning the game. you can't, I mean, maybe you could, but it's unlikely you will win the game unless you're fully leveraging these roles. These roles almost feel like cheating. They are so powerful when you're doing them right. And in our group, the dispatcher almost never spends any actions moving their own figure. They spend all of their actions moving somebody else, because it's amazing. Like, it's so powerful to take away another player's need to move. Now they can do all of their actions doing whatever it is that they're trying to do, cure, treat, whatever. That's what you want them doing, because they probably have roles that have some sort of benefit related to whatever they need, but not moving. And so that is what you want to do. Just really leverage your roles. If you are doing it right, you should feel overpowered. The game should feel, honestly, almost easy. And that's only because you're sacrificing for the team. You're not doing necessarily what you want to do, but instead every action is with thought to take advantage of your role towards winning the game, based off of counting the cards and basing off of what is left until the game is over. My next tip. What do I mean by counting? The last few rounds of the game, there should be one disease left. And with that last disease, you should know, if you go here, here, and here, you now have enough cards. And at that point, you should be able to calculate how likely it is to win based off of every action until you are guaranteed to win. Okay? So that concept should mean that you know, if you do the next 5 actions, you are guaranteed to win the game. And you should know, is there anything that can happen in the next 5 rounds that would make you lose the game? So if you have 4 outbreaks left and the next 4 or 5 actions are guaranteed to cure the last disease, that's it, game over. You don't need to worry about anything else. After the last disease is cured, game is over. So I allow outbreaks, I allow infections, I don't care. If it will not make me lose the game, I ignore it the last few rounds. All right, bonus tip from the CDC. Wear a mask. It protects your fellow people. Okay. Don't talk while wearing the mask. Apparently, if it's a cloth mask, it doesn't work. But do not do this. The mask goes above your nose. Okay? Mask is vitally important. It's going to protect you from spreading as an asymptomatic carrier. I don't know what that has to do with pandemic, but it was on the official CDC site, so we're counting it. Wear the mask if you go outside or if you're around anyone you might spread. And apparently don't talk if you're wearing this kind of mask, because it won't work. And my last tip. Also, I figured out how to wear the mask. Copious amounts of toilet paper. Get all the toilet paper you can. This is the solution.
What happened to all the toilet paper?
I'm recording. So, if you have...
I'm sorry, but I need it. Thank you. Sorry.
We'll just end it there, guys. I hope you're all staying safe. Wear the masks if you're around people, because apparently that's how you can spread it to other people. And maybe don't buy all the toilet paper in the world. Save some for the other people, because they need it too. Awesome. Bye, guys.